Contrast.
I'm Kyle A.
I'm Brian K.
What do you say?
Hey.
We already did that one. That's
All right.
not fun.
That's what we did.
Oh, dang it.
You want to start it over again?
Nah.
Okay.
We don't even know how to use these buttons anyway.
Welcome to The Real Contrast, bringing you the keys to real estate success, one episode at a time.
Ooh. That's
I like that one. I like the key in there.
Because the key goes in the house. So it's like
a
part of the
house. Now, I mean, what if you buy a vacant land?
You could say unlocking the doors to your dreams.
How many houses actually have keys anymore?
Lots.
They do, actually. we just did one.
So.
Brand new house, 4 different keys.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's like, come on.
That's a good topic. You know, what's the first thing you should do after you close on a house? Rekey all the locks.
What about on a new house?
I would rekey them anyway.
So, on these new houses that I've got, they're manufactured homes over here, and they have on the lock sets, they have where you can use your contractor key up until the new owner takes the ownership key and puts it into that lock.
Oh, I like that.
And as soon as they do that, contractor keys don't work anymore.
Ooh, that's good. I was just about to say, they should invent a lock that you can just press a button and it rekeys it. And I'm sure that's kind of what that does. It's probably
They have
got
digital locks like crazy.
something that just presses down the little key things in there, so this certain key fits and that old key don't.
I have seen some that you can rekey with just like the and it rekeys
and
it.
It grinds it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
And it spits out all the stuff out towards you.
The keys to success brought to you by Brian K.
Kyle A.
Okay.
Real man of genius.
Thank you all for joining us today and have a great day.
See you later.
All right. So let's kick this stuff off here.
What do we got?
I've got a topic about loan types. Now, we were talking, when I brought this up to you, you rattled off FHA, VA, USDA.
Conventional, portfolio.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And so
manufactured home loans, that's personal property.
Yeah, I was just going to say, with all of those, there's stuff within them.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Well, let's unpack this, Brian.
So one of them that I've been dealing with a lot lately is because we have a tough entry-level market here.
Absolutely.
It's very, Kyle, what do you say? Entry-level stick-built house in Kootenai County.
Ooh, I'm going to say 460.
Okay. I can tell you we've seen them under 400s.
Barely.
Yeah. But like entry level, right? So the point is here, high 3s.
Yeah. Easy.
I got a listing right now for 375, so don't.
I thought that one went pending.
Well, it did.
Oh, so don't give me no crap, boy.
It's a listing. And it's, for crying out loud, yes, that's a perfect example.
How many square feet?
1,100.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But you're looking at so.
Wait. Let's not go off topic here.
Vinyl siding.
Of course.
Yeah. Entry level.
And what did I say? Should we?
I thought you said.
What's the entry level house in Kootenai County, Kyle?
I thought you said enter the level. I'm just joking.
Enter the level.
Well, so when you
what
say
level?
that,
It's a California split, so you're under at the middle level, and you have to go up or down.
I'm looking at houses like the reason I say that is like I see a lot of these houses in these subdivisions, and I get it, they're not entry level, but when you look at them, they're like these should be entry level houses.
Okay.
So that's where my frame of mind was.
But
I apologize.
For the point that we were attempting to make, 400. Okay. So I get clients or people that will call on some of the manufactured homes that I've had listed in the past for, $200,000, and they're like, "Hey, I'm pre-approved to $200,000. Fantastic. Are you pre-approved for a manufactured home on leased land?" Or actually, the first question that I ask them is, "What kind of home can you buy with that loan?"
Right.
And you get the blank stare. Because it's usually the person in open house.
800 square foot in Spirit Lake.
Maybe.
Well, I sold one last summer for 211,800 square feet.
Would it go conventional?
Yep.
Okay, FHA or VA?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
It was brand new. It was all completely remodeled.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think. Okay, it couldn't go FHA because it had to be held for 6 months.
Okay. Got it.
So,
But close.
But close.
So, for the most part, and Spirit Lake is what county?
that's Kootenai.
Part of it is.
Yeah.
Part of it is Bonner.
part
I
of-
was in
The
Spirit
far-
Lake
the end-
Bonner
the
today.
End
yeah.
the end of Spirit Lake is Bonner.
Okay. So, for the most part, you come to me with you're pre-qualified to $250,000. We're having the conversation around what kind of loan is it, because that may not qualify for a manufactured home on leased land. And
Right.
why is that?
Because it's personal property. 'Cause,
Yes.
you can move that. You can move that. That's a whole different ballgame. Like this house is not just. Yes, you could pick it up and move it, but you can't just hook it onto a hitch and take it
Sure,
out.
but you're still getting the same loan amount. And here's where I'm going with this. One of the big things when you're on manufactured home on leased land, it's the same thing with condos. Twin Lakes Village, if you've ever been there, has one of the biggest kickbacks or qualifiers. It changes the way you qualify for a loan, and that is the lot rent, or in a condo, your monthly dues.
Right.
So think about it like this: when you go into a bank, you say, "I make this much money. This is my income." High five. All right. You want to do that? That was kind of we were off. There we go. Okay, so I make this much money. It's not a high five. This is just an example. Okay.
Itching.
If I stick the other hand up, are you going to slap that one too?
Probably.
Okay. And I have this much debt, and there's a debt to income ratio that's ideal for a home lender to lend you the money.
Right.
As soon as you add on that lot rent, it's
Yep.
just like $1,000, $800 car payment.
Yep.
So it increases your debt, which means it lowers what you can qualify for. You're still making the same amount of money. So you may be qualified for a $250,000 stick-built home, which you can't find in Kootenai County unless Kyle lists it. Or you pre-qualify for a manufactured home on leased land.
Right.
It does qualify. There's lower terms. It's not as long. You have to put more money down, and that debt to income ratio is
Absolutely.
challenged by that. And so you might find out that you're pre-qualified for $250,000 in a stick built. These are just assumed numbers based off of some mythical, credit score. And then all of a sudden you hop into a manufactured home and you can only qualify for $90,000.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a lot rent could be pretty pricey, especially in the upper echelon of where you're at.
We should get a loan officer in here to talk about VA and FHA, but let's skim the top here. What is an VA?
You tell me.
Veterans Association loan. Or for the old vets out there, or young vets, anybody
Yeah.
that's served and veteranized the country. We appreciate that. I don't mean to make
Amen.
fun of you. I don't know actually what it takes to qualify completely, and that's why I said we should have a loan officer in here. FHA,
Yep.
Federal Housing Administration loans.
FDA.
Those can be really helpful. FHA loans can be really helpful to first-time home buyers, first-time home buyer assistance programs.
Yes.
The old myth that you need 20% down to buy a house, we can pop a balloon with that one. That's myth. That's not, there's lots of programs out there that I've heard of 0.5% down.
That's VA.
There's some options out there. VA
Oh,
is
no, that's
is zero.
FHA.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
FHA,
FHA
sorry.
usually with like a down payment assistance program
Right.
because you got
That's
a
a
3% for FHA, and usually someone else comes in with a 2.5% loan for.
But with FHA, when you got to realize is they're still carrying a secondary loan on it for their down payment. It's just, from what I gather, and quote me if I'm wrong, it's just forgivable after X amount of time.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not positive on that. Now, something to think about.
You're picking stuff we can't even talk about here.
You talked about it. I'm telling you, I don't know. Like, I mean,
We know the words.
If you'd like me to make up answers, I definitely can.
No, we don't ever want to do that.
Brian and Kyle's Falsity podcast.
Woo!
I'm Brian K.
There's a lot of that out there, though.
We're here to demyth and defalse. That's why I say we should have we're almost to the point to where we could have someone else. We need maybe a little bit different space.
Yeah.
If you're looking to have a podcast, we're your people.
Amen.
All right. So FHA, here's a fun fact. Conventional loan, after you get past 20% equity, they remove your PMI.
Yep. Mortgage insurance.
Mortgage insurance. Private mortgage insurance.
And who does that protect?
Protects the lender.
Yeah.
That has.
And it costs you money.
Oh yeah, you're. I don't know what the exact ratios were. A couple years ago, it was about $80 a month to every $100,000 that you.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Crazy.
You got a $500,000 loan. You're paying, $400 a year to cover someone else's butt.
Yep.
But that's the risk you do. Now, with an FHA loan, with a conventional loan, once you're past 20% equity, you can remove the PMI. With an FHA loan, that PMI stays there forever. So if you've been in an FHA loan for several years, especially through the last few years where we've seen appreciation
That's right.
really
That
go
switched
up.
over. That's right. Wasn't that, in 2022 that switched, right?
I don't remember what year it was.
I remember
I
that.
can make up an answer if you'd like. This is Brian K's Make Up an Answer Day.
It had to be within the time range that I started.
It's been in the last 200 years that they've changed that.
Yeah.
That's a guaranteed fact.
It's a guaranteed fact. It's been within the last 4 years.
Okay.
Because I actually, now that you bring that up, I remember that a little bit.
Maybe we should talk about things we know about.
That's what I was trying to say.
I do know that there are some great loan officers out here.
Amen.
The problem that I would struggle with having a loan officer on here is like, who do you choose? Because let me tell you, most of the deals that I've put together, the buyer has brought along a loan officer.
Right.
And there are lots of loan officers that I don't want to have on the podcast.
I'll give you that.
But there are lots of loan officers that I've met throughout the years that, that's how I came across them. And I'm like, you're awesome. I want to do more business with you.
Or I want my clients to be able to choose to do business with you. I think you should have them all on here, to be honest with you, because they all are uniquely situated. Not all loan officers can provide the same benefits, because if they're a private company, or they're a bigger company, they all have kind of different packages and unique little niches that they deal with. So that's going to be crucial. And then you got personality conflicts as well. And me personally, I like to get them on the phone with my clients. My clients will know right away if they like them instantly, pretty much. But we always send out three loan officers for them to pick anyhow.
Yeah. So,
what do you got?
Well, that's a deep subject.
It is. It's a well.
All right.
Are we talking about wells? No.
Nothing gets by this guy. Woo! I mean, he picks it up, whatever you're throwing down. Well. It's a deep subject.
Well, this could go very far,
Mm-hmm. I just don't want to get too much underwater with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It could, but let's flush out the important aspects of it.
Don't pump me for my information.
Man, the information is flowing out of you so fast.
All right, so here in North Idaho, we have a interesting well situation across the country. There are spots where you can dig and dig and dig and dig and dig.
Oh yeah.
And you might get some water from, over in China, but you're not going to get water from underneath of you. We're very blessed for a large portion of our area. We have an aquifer right under us. That's a really cool fact.
And the cool, yes. And the cool thing is we have a map of the aquifer that we can use.
Boom shakalaka. I love that.
It's like right here, I'm not over the aquifer. I'm not over the aquifer. But it stops just a little bit down the road. And
Yeah.
now all those houses that come in, now they can only have one septic system because they're over the aquifer. Yeah. So that states a lot. But there's a lot of water in this area.
So what's interesting, we were going to talk about wells, and we're still going to talk about wells.
Are we?
And being over the aquifer, as beneficial as it is for having a well, it also regulates how we put in septic, how small our lot sizes are here. Panhandle Health does a great job of overseeing that.
Yep.
I'm saying that just because I want to butter them up, and
They do.
But I
do
mean,
a good job.
I want
I said
I want clean water. This is a punny episode. Real contrast. The pun cast. The pun cast. Welcome to the pun cast.
Yeah, well, let's get back on wells. Even though we got a lot of water in this area, the thing is no wells, if you're going to be drilling, it's not a guarantee. That's just a simple fact.
Wow, not a guarantee.
Yep.
Tell me more. So I want to buy this piece of property, Senior Kyle. You're telling me that it's a gamble if I hit water?
Absolutely. It's like we can take an educated guess, right? Face it. We're gonna pull the well logs and we're gonna be like, all right, here's all the closest well logs to that piece of property. Here's their depths. Here's what they're pumping out a minute. But I just want you to know, at the end of the day, you may not hit water. And it's happened. I mean, I was at a client's house a couple years back, and all the houses around them have their own wells, but there was one in the middle, they just dry. So that's when they went with the shared wells, made an agreement with the neighbor and got a shared well.
Is there anything that you can do to see if there's water?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you might know.
Yeah. So if you call a lot of the well drilling companies, they're going to tell you that witching is just that. It's for witches. They may not say it like that, but they're going to be PC about it. Well witchers, it's a real thing. They get the rods and sounds like hocus pocus. And I will tell you that I've heard so much positive about well witching from people that are in this industry, that have been there, that have done that. Not only that, but proven that the well witcher was right within like 1 or 2 gallons per minute within,
That's awesome.
30 feet. I mean, that's impressive. I don't know how that works. It's some scientific mumbo jumbo. What I do know is that in my experience, I think it's $300. It's cheap insurance.
There's got to be a lot of pressure on them.
If you're in Got me. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
All right. So another thing about wells. Certain areas right now, it's hard to get a well. Have you had any experience with that?
I haven't.
Holy...
Well, is it because it's hard to find a well driller?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's so during 21 and into 22, and that actually played a big role in our vacant land market here, whether or not people were buying it because you couldn't build stuff, and even if you bought it, you couldn't get a well put on it.
Right.
I talked to someone that was looking into getting a well business, right? Like here's the problem. We don't have well drillers.
Right.
The solution is open a well drilling company, right?
Yeah.
Well, first off, those dang rigs ain't cheap.
No, I can imagine.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Okay. And then it's one of these you've got to be an apprentice under a well driller for so long until you can get your license. And how do you get that? Well, you've got to find someone that's willing to take you under their wing and know that you're going to fly off and be their competitor afterwards. And it's a really hard situation. So there's been some others that have sprung up or that have bloomed out more, and in some areas it's really easy to get a well. I mean, a couple weeks, I was surprised, but man, for a while there, it was a pain in the patootie. Now, you said shared well. What's a shared well? Like is that when I come over and I pull the bucket out of your well and take your water?
Absolutely. I mean, you can look at it just like that. But except it's piped in.
Okay. Anything else to a shared well? Shared well agreement.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's a shared well agreement, and why should you have one?
You tell me, Brian.
All right. Shared well agreement. So 2 neighbors, neighbor 1, neighbor 2.
Hi, neighbor.
And I couldn't drill a well on my property, so Kyle was nice enough to pipe over some water from mine. Now, I'm putting all the stress on your well.
Absolutely.
Right? But also, if we've done this, I'm putting a lot of trust in it that if that well breaks, that you'll fix it.
Yep.
Or we can come up with an agreement
Where we both fix it.
where maybe we even put some money into the bounty every because here's what I know about a well pump. It's going to go out. I don't know if it's tomorrow. I don't know if it's 40 years from now, but I know that they haven't made the infinite well pump. Lots of really good ones out there, but something's going to go.
I wouldn't know about that.
Something's going to go wrong. I mean, that's just that's the nature of that this house, brand new house. Something's going to go wrong. Brand new car, something's going to go wrong. Brand new microphone, something's going to coming back in there. Okay, Here we are.
We got the point, Brian.
Something's going to go wrong. So you have a well agreement between the 2 parties, and it'll say, when it breaks, this is who's going to do it. This is what's going to get done, and have some money in there. That's the most important thing. Have an agreement. If you have a shared well, you're looking at a shared well opportunity. Have an agreement. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're on city water, you have a shared well.
Yep.
With a shared well agreement. I mean, it's just a really big one, right? So, well, we need to let you get to your nap.
I know. I was starting to yawn.
Yeah.
I was like, well.
Well. We could have said Lou.
Yeah, I mean,
Take it backwards.
It comes from the well. I mean,
Loop.
I mean, and then you got the well, and then you got sewer and septic. I mean, it kind of all flows together. It's like a loop.
It is. Very fluid.
It's almost like electricity.
Save that for another day.
Yeah.
Electrifying. All right. This has been a blast. We've finished another one. Oh, wait. We're not getting out of here.
Oh.
How's her doing, neighbor? If this is not the most clever T-shirt I've seen, man, this is awesome. Okay? How's her doing, neighbor? This is... But he lives in Hauser. His target market is Hauser. He sells all over Hauser. And he's kind of silly and says things like, how's her doing, neighbor?
Yeah.
Let me hear it one time.
How's her doing, neighbor?
That was good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Brian K.
Kyle A.
Peace.
Peace.
And love.